We continue to explain the 1944 World Series. Despite the hospitalization and Gibson's continued use of alcohol and alleged drugs to battle his illness, despite that many of his teammates did not want to even room with him anymore because he was becoming more violent, he showed up to put his mark on the 1944 series. Game 1 showed that Gibson and the Grays deserved to be in the series, as they bested the Birmingham Barons at Rickwood Field 8-3 in front of 13,000. In that game, Candy Jim Taylor put Roy Wellmaker into pitch against Markham. Gibson, Buck Leonard, and Dave Hoskins all homered. Gibson also scored on a cool Papa Bell triple. Game 2 headed to New Orleans, site of the controversial no-played game in '43, to be played at Pelican Stadium. There, the Grays, or the Pennsylvania Pulverizers, put on a 6-1 show against Sailor, scoring those 6 on 8 hits, 4 which came in the 9th. Edsel Walker pitched that game for the Grays. Game 3 went back to Rickwood, where Ray Brown threw a one-hitter for a 9-0 victory for the Grays. He was backed up by 3 Bankhead runs. Leonard, Hoskins, Kennedy, Bell, and Benjamin also hit singles. 4 runs came in the 5th. According to reports, before Game 4 in Pittsburgh, with the Barons down 3-0, Welch filled his eyes with tears as he begged his injured and demoralized Barons to beat the hell out of him, watching their season floating away. The Barons took this speech to heart and went out and beat the Grays 6-0, under former Grays pitcher Johnny Huber, who only allowed 3 Gray singles. Spoon Carter pitched for the Grays that game and gave up 2 runs in the 5th. He was relieved by Edsel Walker, who promptly gave up 4 more in the 6th. Steele hit 3, Davis, Radcliffe, and Morney hit the rest for the Barons' victory. The series headed to Griffith Stadium on a Sunday, and the Grays came out for vengeance with a 3-run first inning. Wellmaker pitched a great 4-2 win for the Grays and even scored one of the runs. The Barons sent out Sailor, who would lose his second game in the series. He was replaced by Alonzo Boone, who along with Britton scored the only 2 Baron runs that game. The play that the papers talk about, however, from this game was when Felix McLaurin ran backwards 30 feet to catch a 400-foot Josh Gibson drive, fell, and still held the ball. The Grays had won their second of the 3 Negro League series. Bankhead and Leonard stood out in this game for their .388 batting averages. Gibson had gone 8 for 16. Wellmaker had won 2. Sadly, Judd Wilson, who had been suffering from illness, had to be pulled out in the last game and laid on a bed while his team celebrated. The Barons only had Steele hitting above a .300, and Huber was the only winning pitcher. The car accident had hurt the whole team.